Even though the railway budget was presented earlier this week, our politicians and the news media are so preoccupied with the forthcoming elections that they did not even notice the only important element of this presentation, which is the building of the dedicated freight corridor with Japanese financial and technical assistance. Once completed, this could make a big difference to how long it takes our products to get to ports and thereby make us much more competitive in a global sense. The week was also marked by potentially important but not very successful developments in our relationship with China and with the United States. The 17th round of talks between the special representatives of China and India took place, but these talks are no longer about resolving the long-standing disputes on one of the longest borders in the world and in the most difficult terrain in the Himalayas. It has moved much more into a management of differences on the border. Therefore, nothing was expected in this last round of talks that will be held by the Manmohan Singh government on this side and the new government from the Chinese side, and nothing was achieved. At the same time, in what is being billed as the year of India-China friendly exchanges, even the economic relationship is eroding. Exports have been falling for some time, and now the press reports regarding the hacking of the BSNL networks by Huawei will have a dampening effect on purchases in the telecom sector. Already, reports of the poor performance of power generating equipment have impacted that relationship as well. Although the United States has moved to repair its relationship with the prime ministerial candidate of the BJP through a call by its ambassador on Mr. Modi in Gandhinagar, there is no good news on the regulatory and economic side. Everybody cheered when Satya Nadella was finally selected as the new CEO and chairman of Microsoft. But in fact, his achievement only underlines the increasingly constricted H-1B visa policies that the United States follows. Not only would this be harmful to innovation in its own most high-tech sector, but it also constrains the possibilities for technical exchanges in the IT sector between India and the United States, and will certainly impact the business model that Indian IT companies operating in the U.S. have so far followed in the U.S. Globally, there have been a series of unexpected meetings. Turkish and Greek Cypriots are meeting. The Chinese and Taiwanese have held their first bilateral meeting since the emergence of the People's Republic of China. And North and South Korea have held a series of meetings. Even though officially these meetings pertain to reunification of families, but in fact other understandings and problems must also lie behind the meeting. Perhaps the most significant has been the meeting between Taiwan and China, the first since the ejection of the Kuomintang from mainland China. Although the meeting resulted only in the setting up of offices, but in fact there must have been a lot of understandings already worked out in the way that the relationship will proceed. This meeting, therefore, has significance for the U.S. presence in the Asia-Pacific and particularly in that region, but also for all the other Asian countries which have differences with China, particularly Japan, since both China and Taiwan claim the Senkaku Islands. In our region, the inability of Pakistan government to actually have talks with the Taliban is a pointer both to the weakness of the government and the increasingly unreasonable demands that the Taliban puts forth, which include a complete Islamization of state and society. However, the fact that the government reaches out to the Taliban strengthens the negotiating position of the Afghan Taliban in its own negotiations with the West as well as with the Karzai government. The strengthening of terrorist organizations does not bode well for security in the region for all the neighbors, including India. Therefore, we need to anticipate and prepare for heightened terrorist activity and the incapacity of the Pakistan state, even if it has the willingness to curtail it.